As in most pygmy villages, modern medicine is non-existent. As an alternative, crushed Macrothermus soldier termites are directly applied to the wound. For Nedunazi, termites are a family business.
Tout ce que j'ai appris, je l'ai appris de mon père. Dans notre ethnie, les Soumans, depuis des générations, on a toujours soigné les ulcères par les termites. C'est à partir du moment où les missionnaires sont arrivés et qu'ils ont arrêté les cultes d'initiation que cette technique s'est arrêtée. Actuellement, j'ai repris entièrement cette technique et j'essaie de la vulgariser afin que les personnes qui n'ont pas de moyens pour se payer des antibiotiques puissent utiliser cette technique pour se soigner.
Bernard Nedunazi is traveling all over the Central African Republic to train people in his methods. It is probably the secretions from glands and the chitin in the soldier termites' armored heads that make these cures. Chitin has remarkable bactericidal properties and is also non-toxic and biodegradable. Soldier termites are just horn shields with oversized pairs of clipper shears. This armament is so heavy and cumbersome that they have to be beak-fed by worker termites. The panoply of the cutting weapons is varied, but some termites prefer chemical warfare. In fact, they have developed guns and fire a sticky liquid which paralyzes the enemy through this tube. The properties of this liquid could also find applications in medicine. Bernard Nedunazi is proud of his success stories, in particular a Japanese couple treated for persistent ulcers and Papa Thomas's termite miracle.
This man has only been treated with termites. He had had an ulcer for over a year, but at the hospital they could do nothing more for him because it was infested with maggots.
Maggots? That's serious. Why was that?
Because there was nobody to clean the ulcer, so they sent him home to die in his village.
Central African Republic television covered the event. Everyone wanted to see Thomas, who had had a miracle cure with termites.
This photograph shows the ulcer after 28 days of treatment.
You remember what it was like?
Oh yes, it's almost a ghost story, because people who come back from the dead are ghosts, aren't they? And Thomas was really far gone.
Today is a grand day for Bernard. He has been invited to the presidential palace to give a conference on the termite healers.
Hello, Dr. Donoval. I'm here for the ceremony.
Well, hello, Doctor.
The ambassadors and the UN and WHO delegates were convened for the presentation.
This recent work on termites has revealed their therapeutic virtues.
I met the Zandes in Bakuma. They make termite paste, simple food paste that you can keep for years and years without it going moldy.
Papa Thomas owes his life to the termites, and the proof is convincing. Bernard hopes to use this clinical success to market termite pie and other handy bits of mandibles on a large scale. This woman, who looks more like a termite mound, has painful joints. For traditional healers of the Ivory Coast, termite earth is an excellent orthopedic plaster and also heals mumps and chickenpox as long as it's applied regularly. Some even use it to help with diagnoses. They tell a patient to urinate on the mound. If the termites rush up to drink the urine, the patient has got diabetes. Next. Healing with termites seems like a real job, but what about ants? These Australian ants have therapeutic qualities like termites do. The problem is getting near them because their sting is very painful. With these very aggressive ants, Craig Angus has become allergic to their pheromones, resulting in sneezing fits. He's dressed in his commando gear to avoid any contact with them. Craig Angus is the assistant of Professor Andrew Beattie. They work on the antibiotic properties of ants. Craig has mastered the art of ant bondage. The objective is to extract, without killing the ant, an antiseptic substance contained in its glands. The quantity is minute, but enough to give the ant good immunity against germs. Concentrating hard, Craig checks his hold once again, while the ant tries to sting him. In this box, all the bacteria around the 2 drops of ant antibiotic have been eliminated.
Aboriginal Australians understood the antibiotic properties of ants. They would throw a cloth onto an ant nest until it was covered in ants, and then shake them off, dirt the antibiotic properties of ants. They would throw a cloth onto an ant nest until it was covered in ants, and then shake them off, and then bind a wound with the cloth. It must have been impregnated with antibiotics because it had immediate healing properties.
Man only discovered antibiotics 60 years ago, whereas ants have been using them for 60 million years.
The conventional use of antibiotics is causing resistance on the part of the bacteria that cause human diseases worldwide. New sources of antibiotics have to be found as quickly as possible. We believe that our research into antibiotics produced by ants and other insects will provide insights into new ways of fighting human disease.
Mushroom-growing ants also cultivate antibiotics. An electron microscope reveals a bacterial mousse attached to their backs that protects them from the risk of infection. These antibiotics are manufactured in underground chambers from chewed leaves that turn into a substratum in which the fungus grows and produces food and medicines for the colony. The mushroom-growing ants effortlessly cut up leaves with their powerful jaws. They select a wide range of vegetation as they regularly change antibiotics, as if subconsciously aware that pathogenic germs mutate. Throughout history, ants have been genuine walking and chewing pharmacists. In the Middle Ages in Europe, people used their formic acid to preserve animal corpses and to clean certain wounds. More recently in Africa, they were used as surgical staples to close cuts. They bit into the flesh in such a way that the sides of the wound closed.